Producers, have you ever had an artist come over to your studio for a session and everything is going well, the beat is dope, it's knocking, the artist is killing the track, but you go back and listen to the recording and the vocals sound like trash? Man, that's the worst feeling in the world, especially if they already left the studio and you have to give them a call back and say, hey man, can you come back? We gotta record this again. Well, we never have to experience this again. Today I'll show you 3 tips to how to record vocals in your own home studio. You'll nail it every time, all right? PL Beers, you know what time it is. Let's grow. Welcome to another episode of Platinum Lyrics and Beats. I'm your host, Trey Boy. What up, what up? Let's jump straight into it. How to record vocals in your own home studio, right? In your studio, how to record professional sounding vocals. We got 3 tips, 3 main tips. Here's the first one. Utilize good acoustics, all right? When I first set up my studio at my house, I just used the extra bedroom in the back. All right. Acoustics was the last thing on my mind when I started recording artists. It was the last thing on my mind. Really didn't know a lot about it. All right. Many beginners think they can set up their gear anywhere and get a great sound. However, ignoring room acoustics is a huge mistake. All right. Recording in an untreated room can lead to reflections, standing waves, and unwanted reverb, making the vocals sound muddy, and it gives it that boxy sound. All right, but let's face it, most home studios aren't even built with acoustics in mind. Like, if you bought a house, you probably wasn't thinking, okay, let me build a studio, let me set everything up so everything is perfect. Let me build a room specifically for, studio purposes. Well, at least most of us didn't. Some people, you got that money, that loan money, you built a studio in your house if you had a house built, but most of us, we just picked a spare room in the back, or maybe in the basement, in a closet. We made a booth. We made the closet out of a studio booth. The problem with this is the space often has weird sound reflections and background noises that can make your vocals sound like they were recorded in a tin can. You definitely don't want that. All right. To eliminate this, invest in some basic acoustic treatments like foam panels or bass traps. They're not expensive. All right. If you're on a budget, you can use some heavy blankets or a light mattress or even a mic acoustic shield. Those work as well too. I even have a mic acoustic shield in my studio booth, and I have acoustics in there, right? You get rid of that reverb sound and your vocals just come out really nice, all right? I'll share a link in the descriptions where you can check those items out. But our goal is to create a dead space where our vocals are clear and free of unwanted reverb. Before we jump to the next point, I know what some of you guys are thinking. Like, I can read your mind. There's a lot of new plugins out nowadays. This is 2024. I understand we got a lot of plugins that will take care of a lot of issues we have when we're recording. All right. And that's true in most cases. And that may be true for some issues we may have occurred when recording vocals, but not distortion. All right. If those vocals come in too hot, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. You have to re-record them because the game stages was not set correctly. All right, which leads us to our next tip on how to record vocals in our home studio. Yo, we'll get back to the episode in just a few minutes, but I want to give you a free gift for rocking with me today, all right? Are you tired of your beats sitting on your hard drive collecting dust? Are you struggling to make money from all the hard work, time, and effort you put into making dope music? If the answer is yes, this is the perfect time to build a profitable email list to market, promote, and sell your beats, songs, or products if you have any. All right, just go to buildlistsellbeats.com. Buildlistsellbeats.com and download the email marketing tools for music producers checklist for free. That's right, I'm giving this game for free. You'll get access to the game-changing list of tools and resources that enable me to gain a lucrative email list with supportive listeners and music lovers ready to make a purchase. All right. Email marketing is here to stay. Check the data. 347 billion emails were sent and received per day in 2023. All right. And it's going to just increase from there. And for music producers, artists, songwriters like ourselves looking to grow and build their fan base, supporters, and bank account, may I add, all right, building an email list is the most rewarding thing you can do. Take advantage of the potential profits you can make on your musical journey by downloading the proven, neatly, well-crafted, laid-out checklist today, all right? Go to buildlistsellbeats.com and download the checklist today and turn your passion for creating music into money in your bank account. The link's in the description. Back to the episode. Set up proper gain staging. Okay, gain staging is the process of adjusting the levels of audio in a chain to reduce distortion and noise. A chain can be made up of audio effects and processors like reverbs, delays, compressors, all right, equalizers, and noise gates. We all know about these plugins, all right? It's usually broken down into smaller steps called what we're talking about, gain staging, where the signal is amplified or attenuated before reaching the loudspeaker. So that means before the signal even reached the loudspeaker, these plugins, through the gain staging, has amplified the sound, okay? That's what's going on. But the goal when recording vocals is to achieve a target volume that minimizes noise and distortion. That's the goal of recording. So gain staging can be done in analog and digital systems. You can use analog equipment or you can use digital systems. For example, analog gear has physical limits above which the signal can occur audible distortion. Okay, you can hear the distortion if it's not set correctly. And the digital systems have similar point of no return views on this. Okay, it's like 0 dBs, which stands for decibel full scale. All right, bottom line, before you press record and using digital equipment or analog equipment, have the artist test their vocals first and make sure your gear is not too spicy. Make sure the vocals are not coming in too hot. Now, when I record vocals, I mostly use analog gear, all right? I use digital gear a little less. For my analog gear, I use a preamp called Chameleon Lab, all right? And of course, you have all kind of digital plugins for vocals, reverbs, EQs, and compressors, etc. You know, but gain staging can make or break your recording. Too much gain, and you'll have distortion. It'll sound horrible, all right? Too little, and your vocals will be buried in the mix, all right? I like to aim for a balanced signal where the vocal peaks hit around -6 dB to -3 dB. All right, in a Pro Tools session, on the mix window, you have 3 colors. And you do on other DAWs too, but I use Pro Tools, so I'm going to describe what I see and what I use on Pro Tools. You have 3 colors on the track meter to let you know how much gain signal you have coming in. All right, the 3 colors are green, yellow, and red. And you can guess which one is probably going to give you a distorted sounding signal. All right, that's the red. The green is good. Okay, green is good, but I like to be in the yellow area because it's right in between. It's not too much, it's not too little. All right, and I can pretty much, you know, do what I need to do with that recording if I record in that level. All right, you want your meter to be around the mid-range of that yellow area. This gives you enough headroom to work in post-production when you're adding your plugins. All right, that's the key. Remember, you can always boost the volume later. You can always boost the volume later, but it's tough to fix a distorted take. All right, keep your eyes on the level while recording and adjust as necessary as you need to maintain that sweet spot, okay? You'll get a cleaner, more professional vocal recording from your setup in your home studio. Plus you'll spend less time recording vocals and more time making music. That's what we want, right? That's what we want. So we have to respect the gain staging process. All right? Okay, then here we go with number 3. Ever catch yourself with beats constantly playing in your head? Do you use pots and pans or maybe even your school desk as an imaginary drum machine? Look, I've been there, seeking an outlet for all of that creative energy. That's why I dove into the world of music production, and it transformed my creative space entirely. If you're itching to explore the world of music production, look, I got you covered. I created a free video, The Beginner's Guide for Music Producers. All right? I'm covering the essential equipment for producers, guiding you through crafting a dope beat from scratch and shedding light on the exciting career paths awaiting skilled music producers ready to make money from doing what they love. All right? Ready to dive into this amazing musical journey? Head over to AspireProducersLab.com today and let's unwrap the gift of music production together. Your creative adventure starts now at AspireProducersLab.com. Back to the episode. Here's the third tip on how to record vocals in your home studio. All right, this is important, simple but important. All right, set and maintain a consistent distance. Now, this is where you may have to coach or demonstrate to the artist on where to stand, how to position themselves when you are recording the vocals. Okay, you may need to guide them and let them know. Some artists know and some artists may not know. So you just show them, because they're just coming in to record music at your studio. But it's your responsibility to make sure that those recordings come out right and professional. All right? As a rule of thumb, this is what I do. A rule of thumb is to make a fist in front of the mic and place the pop filter behind the fist. All right? The fist that you made, the first fist. All right? And then make another fist and position your mouth behind that fist. All right? Generally, a distance of 6 to 12 inches work well. All right, for my vocal recording, this is what I usually do. All right, I'm between 6 to 12 inches. I tell the artist to be about 6 to 12 inches. It just depends on how big their hands are. Okay, it captures a clear, full sound without the risk of excessive proximity effects or too much room noise. Okay, all right, if the artist moves too close, the recording can become overly loud or distorted. Too far away, and it may sound thin and lack the full presence we need in a recording session. All right. Now, we just talked about the pop filter. The pop filter is a round cylinder tool with cloth type materials in the center of it that's positioned between your mouth and the microphone. If you didn't know, that's what a pop filter is, okay? It filters out those powerful P's and B's sounds that can cause unwanted popping noise in your recording and eliminate harsh bursts of air hitting the microphone. That's what we don't want when we're recording vocals, all right? These sounds can distort the recording and are difficult to fix in post-production. It's what we're trying to avoid. We don't want the artist to leave and it's an error and we can't fix the issue. They end up having to come back and record the whole session over, or that particular session that was messed up, okay? So let's recap. We want to utilize good acoustics using wall panels and bass traps to improve the vocal performances during our recording process, all right? Then we want to set up proper gain staging, making sure we don't blow the top of the meter off the DAW, resulting in distortion in our recordings, okay? And lastly, we want to use the rule of thumb system by setting and maintaining a consistent distance in front of the mic we're using to record our vocals on, all right? This would allow us to make good sounding recording vocal tracks, all right? Aspiring music producers, fellow music producers, thank you for hanging out with me today and supporting PLB. Subscribe so you can watch more helpful videos like this every week. We drop every Tuesday. All right? Remember to produce with a purpose. Let's get that work. This Trey Boy. I'm out. Peace.